Hello and welcome to Education Station, a show that is now 78% lactose-free. Now Sam, why are you dressed like a cunt?
Well, mine own valorous sir, haply thee can guess it at today's subject from thine own outfit.
The fuck you on about?
'Tis a clue, mine own cousin, a clue. What art we learning about this fine morn? Really? Right, okay, look at what I'm wearing and have a guess at what we're learning about today.
Oh. So, on today's episode, we'll be learning about homosexuals.
No, English. I'm Shakespeare. We're doing English.
Oh, excellent. I'm fucking great at limericks.
Today, we're going to be learning about English language and literature, as well as answering your burning questions, such as, where does the word spaff come from? And how many colons is too many colons?
But first, we're going to be learning about the most important subject in all of the English language. So, hold on to your ankles and cover your ugly children's massive ears as we crack open the warm, cheap can of Aldi lager that is words.
Now, words were invented in the year 1963 by Dr. Kevin Word, whose name you might recognise from some of his other inventions, such as bulletproof shoelaces and the secret formula to getting those tiny little ice cream balls inside of Solero shots.
We reached out to Dr. Word for an interview, but sadly he was murdered in the year 1945 by a crazed raccoon dressed as a pirate, shown here in this file photo.
To introduce us to words then, we found the next best source that we can. Please welcome this microwave lasagna that was inside of Dr. Word's flat when he made this incredible discovery. Microwave lasagna, thank you for joining us. Oh no! What's happened to the microwave lasagna?
Oh no! The microwave lasagna! What's this tragedy? What an awful thing to have happened! Guess we can't interview it now.
Here on Education Station, we fight through these challenging setbacks. Even without the testimony of Dr. Word or the microwave lasagna, we must find out about the history of the word.
Our research has shown us that the first word invented by Dr. Word was the word squelch, which is very disappointing.
Before the invention of words, humans used to communicate by throwing sharp rocks at each other. The trail of blood caused by these injuries would then be smeared into the ground to create a vague image of the intended word.
As you can imagine, trying to tell a story to someone using this method took an incredible amount of time. And the amount of deaths due to blood loss and head injuries decreased by 4,056% after the invention of words.
Now, words aren't for everyone. We'd be doing a massive disservice if we didn't bring up the challenges that come with words, and the difficulties that dyslexic people can have when trying to write sentences or make conversation. Fortunately, a staff member here at Education Station is dyslexic and has an in-depth knowledge of the struggles that this can cause. Please welcome Timothy McBiggletits.
Now Timothy here works for us as an intern, which involves an incredible amount of stimulating tasks, such as shining our shoes, making us caffeinated beverages, and keeping the violent poor out of our general vicinity.
Timothy, have you made my lunch order for today? Excellent. Thank you, Timothy.
Oh, what's Timothy made for you there?
Timothy has made me a lovely BLT sandwich.
Oh no, Timothy! He hasn't made you a BLT sandwich. He's gone and made you an LGBTQ sandwich. His dyslexia has struck again.
Oh no, it's much worse than that. Timothy's LGBT shenanigans have gotten him cancelled by the far right.
Hey, did you hear about this Timothy McBiggletits guy? You goes to make a sandwich, and it's got all confetti and shit in it. Like, you can't even make a sandwich without it being gay.
So this young man, Timothy, he thinks it's cool to give his boss a woke sandwich filled with confetti. Well, I like my sandwich to have meat in it, lots and lots of meat, and gravy and chips and loads of other British things. When will the woke left stop ramming this LGBT agenda down our throats?
On the bottom of the rainbow spread, colors mixed up and Putin's head. Far right media grab the bait, cancel Tim, now calculate. Oops, Tim made a gay sandwich, now he's fighting off backlash. Tim just wanted a snack quick, but it turned into a full clash.
Unfortunately, Timothy is going to be taking a leave of absence due to his recent political blunder. As a result, we're hiring a new intern.
You can apply for the job now on our website by heading to www.applyfortheinternship@educationstationstudios.com.gov.uk.com.
We'll hire literally anybody. We're not racists, so your ethnicity isn't an issue. However, you must have all 10 of your toes, you will be required to bring your own protective eyewear, and if you're a female, you must have group big tits.
Apply now. An important subject in English literature is poetry. Poems can be written about anything and by anyone, which means therefore they come in a varying degree of wankiness.
But what is poetry? Where does it come from? And how many shots of tequila can it do on a night out?
All poems are grown on a poetry, shown here. The poetry must be grown and nurtured, and its leaves pruned at 3:42 on the first Sunday of every month.
Once the poetry's leaves are pruned, the raw form of poetry can be cultivated. This poetry ore, or poetraw, must be heated in a specialised blast furnace, called the blurnace, in order to mould it into readable poetry. The blurnace must be fueled by cherry-flavoured Bahrainian oak, which is nearly impossible to find.
A special breed of dog is used to locate the Bahrainian oak tree, and once the dog locates the tree, it barks. The oak tree is shaved carefully, and these shavings are combined with a mixture of coal, calcium and vegan sausage rolls in order to create the perfect fuel for the poetry's blurnace.
Now this might sound like a very long-winded, drawn-out and entirely pointless process, and that's because it is.
Most of you will be sitting at home thinking to yourselves, what's the point? It's taking me 7 fucking years to cultivate this fucking poetry. Why don't I just stick on another episode of Freak Eaters and be done with it?
Well, to explain to us why poetry is so bloody important, we've invited celebrated poet and ageing hag, Audrey Knittington, onto the show. Audrey, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me onto your lovely show. It's always a pleasure to discuss poetry and encourage a new audience to read some poets that they might not have heard of.
Well, Audrey, you've written a number of poetry anthologies. What can you tell me about the creative process when it comes to writing?
Well, firstly, I don't think of my anthologies as single pieces of work. I let the words breathe. Each poem is a piece of my soul, a deep, intricate chapter of my very being. And even though The Winds of Sapphire, which I wrote in the late 90s, might be a vivid snapshot of that period in my life, I don't believe that you should read that book individually. If you read the last poem in the book I released last year, which is called No Longer Running to a Personal Clock, it describes that ideology of being. The words used in the 90s are the same words used in the 2020s. It's my tongue. It's my eyes, my pen and paper. The passage of time. I'm sorry, am I boring you?
Audrey, I'm going to be perfectly honest. Everything that you have just said has been an absolute pile of wank. It's just a nonsensical stream of insufferable middle-class white bitch thinks that she's important. It's dreadful. Audrey, nobody cares about your books. I don't care if you've written 70 of the fucking things. They're all utter shite. Hang on, I've got a copy here. Let's just pick a poem at random. Her complexion was if she had birthed a fortuitous ghost. Audrey, what the fuck does that even mean? What, in the name of sanity, are you fucking on about?
Well, it's about when I visited my grandmother in hospital as she was dying. She was weak and fragile and in pain. She suffered a lot in those final days.
Audrey, guess what?
What?
I'm glad she suffered. The wrinkly old bitch. You know what? Her fucking off this mortal coil before she could suffer through any more of your utter bollocks poetry is the best thing that happened to your dead nan.
Well, that's a horrible thing to say.
Is it? Is it really? Hang on, I'll find a horrible thing to say. The wind caressed my skin as if a kiss from mother. I felt it nurturing. Audrey, what the bloody shitting fuck are you on about? You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you, Audrey, you old slut. Fuck off, out of our chair. Be gone with you, vile wench.
You can't talk to me like that.
Well, it's my show, bitch, and you're me, with a fucking cardigan and a wig on. None of this matters, so get to fuck. Thank you, Audrey, for your time.
So to summarise, poetry can fuck off. When we get back from this next commercial break, we'll be looking at books. Oh, I bet you can't wait. Books. Oh, you'll be gripped to the edge of your seat. Books. Thrilling stuff. Come back though, it'll be a real page turner. See what I did there? Book pun. Ah, exciting. See you after the break.
Are you fed up of trying to enjoy your delicious Cornish pasty, but bogged down by the physical effort required to buy one? Well, you need to try brand new digital pasty. Centuries of Cornish tradition, now available to download directly to your home computer or mobile device. Digital pasty makes it so easy to enjoy your favorite treat on the go. Share your digital pasty with friends on social media. The possibilities are endless with digital pasty. Available now, online and in select stores.
Cereal! I fucking love cereal! What does it taste like? Who gives a fuck? Buy it now!
Welcome back, nerds.
Ah, books. We've all seen them, and we've all slapped the odd annoying child in the street with them. But what exactly are books? What are books? What are books again?
They're the foundation of all human knowledge.
Ah, yes, the foundation of all human knowledge. They are an imperative medium for carrying wisdom down the centuries. They are a sine qua non of civilization. And with this in mind, we'll be able to answer a question that has plagued me for years. Why do they keep breaking my shredder?
Here we have a book. Observe. Books are comprised of words and letters. Imagine them as though they are a big family inside a warm, cozy house. Let's take a look, shall we?
Oh look, it's the letter A. A is relaxing in his living room, enjoying the game. Would you look at that? It's A's wife, G. She's crying in the bathroom, trying to numb herself with alcohol. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh my. Their daughter, Zed, appears to be having rough choking sex with a stranger that she met on the internet, and he's twice her age. It would appear that their son, K, is doing some hardcore drugs in his bedroom. Oh, would you look at that? An exasperated letter A is climbing the stairs with his gun.
I think it's best that we leave this book there.
God, you have no curiosity.
Fine.
It is, however, only very recently that books were used to store words. Before this, books had a multitude of other uses. Can you remember how people used to use books before people started to write in them?
No matter your status in society, books will be part of your daily life. Whether you're a small business owner going down Booker's cash and carries, a footballer getting booked for a raucous tackle, or a drunk ne'er-do-well going down the bookies, books are everywhere.
Now, you may remember your English teacher telling you to dissect a book for your literature essay. Let us show you some of the literary devices used for dissecting books.
I think we lost him.
I'll break the bad news.
I think we should just cut this there.
You want us to stop there, monsieur?
Yeah, end it here.
I've informed the family. A tragedy. A true tragedy. What are we going to do with the body?
I think the only decent thing we can do.
Of course. You going to fuck the dead book?
I'm going to fuck the dead book, yes.
Sure. I'll give you some space.
So I just look over at you as you're saying your line? Or?
I fucking love cereal.
Go.
That has to be it.
Can you remember, should I properly point at the camera? Can you remember?
Jim made a case sandwich. Now he's fighting off backlash. Tim just wanted a snack quick. Turned into a full clash.
Nah, I fucked up the emotion on that one.
Flamboyant French guy. You want us to cut it here?
If that's what you want to do.
That's silly.
I started laughing then because the moustache was coming off.
Ready? Yeah.
.com.uk.gov.com. Oh, fuck me. .com.uk.gov.com. Oh, fucked up at the end. .com.gov.
But it turned into a full clash.